Hello everyone, welcome to the last day, the 7th day of the challenge. So this is very exciting for me to have managed to go this far in the challenge. And sorry for my hair, it's a massive mess, but hopefully because tomorrow hairdressers are opening, I will be able to cut my hair next week. Yay! So that's exciting, but anyway. We're not here to talk about my hair, but about Japanese and my progress with Japanese and my progress with the challenge. So I didn't have anything specific to talk about today, but I wanted to talk a bit about motivation because a lot of people have told me that, they like motivation to learn languages. And I think this challenge was a nice thing for me to sort of challenge this idea. Hold on, it's too bright outside. And I think this challenge is useful for that because it shows you that motivation is not something you just have, or it doesn't magically happen to you, but it's something that you can create. I mean, to be fair, yes, you sometimes just have motivation, but motivation is something that runs out very quickly, and it's not enough for long-term projects like language learning, which typically will last for several years. And it would be a lie for me to tell you that I am motivated every day. I'm changing the lighting again, because what actually happens is that there's many times every day where I don't feel any motivation and I still do it. So in terms of how I do it, I do not have any magical sort of tip for it. It's just a lot of practice. So the first few times when you do something new, it's going to take you a lot of mental power because it's difficult and our brains don't like to do new things or to step out of their comfort zone, like I say all the times. And it's down to you to sort of work with that and work on that. So the first few times after motivation has worn out, you will feel like it's really difficult, but it's about going beyond that. And that's quite difficult, but over time, the more you do it, the easier it gets. I didn't just sort of start doing Japanese and that became a routine. Routine come with time and with perseverance, and essentially that's what this challenge is all about, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because I've never done 40 hours and I kind of thought that it would be intense or like too hard, but actually having this momentum of it's like I owe you a video every day, so I owe you to do language learning. So that's one way to motivate me. But aside from that, if you're not someone that creates, content online, another way to sort of feel motivated is to accept that you can't always get it right, is the first thing. Practice self-love, essentially. Don't, beat yourself up if you can't do it straight away, but try all the time. And even if today, or even if you fail every day for a month, the next day is always a new opportunity for you to try and give it a go again. And you can never run out of chances, of opportunities to try again. This is going a bit deep, but I think it's really important to sort of think about these things. And also, we all have limits, and sometimes you just have to accept that you're not able to do as much language learning as you can. And I think there's so many things you can do on a given day. Like if you have a busy day, like working, and maybe you had to do some extra work, you had to do the cooking, whatever. All these things, they take away your motivation and your sort of mental space, which means that the more things you do on a given day, the less motivation you will have to do other things. And maybe that can be also a case of working out what things you can not do, maybe things that are not as important. Maybe think, if I didn't do that thing, what would happen? And if you feel like nothing major would happen, then maybe that's something you can sort of work on. If it's something that you have to do, maybe find ways to make it less tiring. If it's about cooking, maybe find a system which means that you will spend less time cooking every day. Maybe cook at the weekend for the week. I don't know. I can't tell you what to do, and you probably have other problems than worrying about the cooking, I'm sure. But it's just about being solution oriented. So yeah, that's sort of what I wanted to talk about at the beginning of this video. And now let's talk about the program for today. So I already did 2 hours of immersion. I watched the film 37 Seconds on Netflix, which was a great movie. I really liked it. I don't want to spoil or spend too much time talking about the film, but it was really good. I loved it. I think if you have Netflix or you can watch it in any other means, then please do. It's definitely worth it. Even if you don't learn Japanese, I don't care. Watch it. And then, so it's 2 now. I'm going to give myself a break of about 50 minutes and then do the homework at 3. I also need to do the editing for today's video, which I haven't done yet. You know, you can tell I'm kind of getting tired. And then at 5, I would like to do some reading. I should explain something. So by homework, what I'm going to do is probably watch some videos or review the grammar, then do the exercises, the activities. And I give myself 2 hours because I don't want to rush it. There's literally no rush. There's no reasons for me to go fast during my homework. And I know, I don't know, I kind of, when I do my homework, I also try to find new words, new grammar. So I kind of get lost in, you know, trying to learn while doing homework, if that makes sense. And then I would like to do some reading at 5. Ideally, if I stick to my schedule, that would be nice. So an hour of reading sounds quite realistic. I don't normally read. I'm not a big reader, so I don't want to spend too much time on an activity that I'm not normally comfortable with, or doesn't come naturally to me, if that makes sense. So yeah. And then at 6 p.m., if I still need some time to finish the 40 hours, then I will watch a TV show or film, see what's out there, essentially. So yeah, I better get started. I will catch with you later. All right, so this is the end. This is really exciting. So I have done officially 40 hours of language learning. As you've seen, I've done quite a couple of things today. So I've watched a film, I've done my homework, and I did a bit of reading. So I feel like that was quite a full day. I don't know, I feel like I should give this series of videos a good conclusion. So I think I'm going to do a video where I sort of do a recap of the challenge, because I think that would take too much time to do in this video. And not gonna lie, I am tired and I'm looking forward to having a break. I still will have to edit this video. But other than that, it's the end. Maybe to finish this video, I guess the thing that I liked the most was, well, maybe 2 things, was to be able to fully focus on Japanese for a week and making it my absolute priority. And that was kind of a challenge for me because I always feel like I don't have enough time to commit to Japanese properly. And it was nice to be able to focus on what I wanted to do. And I also felt that before I always had excuses not to watch things in Japanese. I think before this week, or before the weekend before this week, I used to not watch anything in Japanese, which is a shame. And making that time for that was really, I don't know what the word is, it was great because I was exposed to a lot of the language. I feel like I picked up, you know, like ways of thinking in Japanese, like, you know, in terms of how they express things. It's not like anything I can sort of say like not objectively, but like explicitly, but it's just like you get a feel for the language. And I think that's quite powerful. And that's something that was useful for me when I learned English and was watching a lot of TV shows. So that's one thing I'm really grateful for. And then the second thing that was quite cool about the challenge is that I was in a Japanese bubble. So obviously I don't live in Japan and I won't be able to go to Japan for a few months still because of the world right now. But it was nice to be in a bubble of, you know, having lots of input and also outputting a lot, you know, writing, chatting with my friend a lot. There wasn't much speaking involved. I think that's a belief I still need to sort of knock down, I guess, which is that I don't know enough to speak. So I've done conversation classes in Japanese before, but I didn't feel like I could say much. So that wasn't that fun, I guess, to do. I mean, I still learned, but I didn't feel like it was that fun. I don't think I enjoyed it as much. Which is fine. I think maybe what I enjoy the most is being able to, you know, speak the language for genuine reasons. I guess what I'm trying to say is that when I go to Japan, I'm more happy to speak Japanese, but doing it in online lessons, you know, only doing classes which are only for conversation, I don't like it as much for now anyway. I could change my mind, or maybe when I feel like I have more vocab, I'll be more comfortable, or I will enjoy it more, I don't know. But it was still nice to be in that kind of bubble. I really enjoyed it. I mean, as I said probably yesterday, I still want to have a break from you know, videos for maybe a week or something, and maybe a couple of days break from Japanese. But I would like in the long run to be able to do an hour and a half of Japanese. And it would be interesting for me to sort of think about what I would like my timetable to look like. There are some days when I'm not going to be able to commit to learning Japanese, but other days where, like, you know, I have more time. So it'd be nice to think about that, because I think it would be a shame to do this challenge and then not do any Japanese or very little Japanese, because I've opened up the sort of possibility that I can do a lot of Japanese in a week. And even though I won't be able to do that during a week, a full week of work, I can still emulate some of it to some extent, and that's what I want to do. So on this note, I'm going to stop this video here. Thank you very much for following this series. It was quite fun. It's the first time I vlogged my language learning like that. It was fun. I'm sure I can still improve, and if I do it again later, I will try to improve it and make the videos more, not interesting. I mean, I hope they were interesting, but I think I can make them a bit more fun to watch. So yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you around. Bye.